Sea of Thieves on Linux. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Really quick, let's jump in. I wanted to talk about my GitHub page. It's super nerdy, but it's about Linux gaming. It's for the people that like to heavily optimize stuff. But it's in the thick of it. It's really in-depth stuff. So I don't know if I'm going to find my target audience here, but for those that want to find this sort of information and content, you know, they can search, find it, and hopefully this will come up in there in the results. But really quick, games run very well on Linux. So if you're one of those people that you want to get into, you know, Linux gaming, you want to try it out, you for whatever reason, maybe you don't like Windows, or maybe you're just, you know, interested in a more secure operating system, whatever, I don't know. Yes, you can play your games on Linux, no problem. Right now, I don't have any that don't work that I know of, and I have a pretty big Steam library. But the other thing that I like, it does seem like gaming on Linux is more stable. My gamer buddies in my squad, they use Windows 10 and 11, and it seems like they crash every week, whereas I do not. Now, there's exceptions. There was an update to DayZ, and that caused me to crash too. Really frustrating. And then whoa! Uh-oh. Hey, we're gonna go for a swim. And then I have a lingering issue on DayZ, you know. I think I feel like it's a memory leak or something, but it's easy to deal with. I can relog the game and then it's fine. But okay, about this optimization project, I have a GitHub link in the description. This is for hardcore people or anybody who really wants to learn new stuff in Linux, right? It's not for the faint of heart. Basically, it involves building key components in Linux and telling the tool chain, the compiler, to optimize for your specific hardware. And that could be CPU, that could be GPU, or CPU. Those are things like the Linux kernel and pretty much all the code. You can tell the project to build with CPU optimizations. And the newer the tool chain, the newer the compiler, generally the better the optimizations are for your CPU. So now in the case of Mesa, yeah, I compiled Mesa. In the case of Mesa, you can optimize that for your GPU specifically. That's kind of a neat thing. So you can squeeze all the performance out. And what about frame rate? You know, I think it can bring you up to the frame rate of Windows, or perhaps in some cases increase, you know, relative what PC you have. So but ultimately it's just a fun project. My friends call it a huge waste of time, but hey, I enjoy it. So the project, there's a couple of arguments. Somebody will say, oh, you go through all that trouble and yet you don't even gain any higher frame rate or very little, right? True, not true. There is a marginal, tiny gain, but it's more than that. I'm compiling the latest projects. Sometimes they're not available through my distro, right? So I'm gaining all the new features or all the new bug fixes. Mesa just released the new version and it had some really fancy new stuff that my Ubuntu does not have. But I gave my distro those features with the new Mesa. But then days later there was a fix, and it was a very specific fix for my GPU. It was for the 9070, the RX 9070. And I didn't have to rely on, you know, Ubuntu to get that fixed. I did it myself. It's kind of cool. So the argument is that you can gain some, a little bit of FPS. You can get access to newer features and bug fixes. You can help games run a little smoother. For instance, load screens. You can't benchmark a load screen or shader compiling that I know of, but they do seem like those go faster with the stuff that I've built myself. So there's that argument. Then there's another argument. Well, why don't you just run Ubuntu? Why don't you just run? Wow, I forgot the distro. The one that compiles everything. No, I'm going to say no to that. First of all, that distro uses an older tool chain. I don't recommend that. You want to use the newest tool chain. I'm using the release candidate of GCC 15. So that has full optimizations for my brand new CPU, which is the 9950X. Right? So, something to think about. By the way, if I've put you to sleep already, I apologize, but this is a project that I'm trying to get out there just so that people can find it if they need it, want it. It's here. But for all of you that aren't wanting to be super Linux techie, you can just get a distro that you like and just game with it. That's the good news. It's really not bad. It's really, really that easy. And all the complicated stuff is there for you if you want to goof around with it. You know, if you want to play around. I used to overclock CPUs, so I'm all about it, right? Okay, now, the argument about compiling the whole entire system, you know, with certain distros. No, they use an older tool chain, and you don't need to compile everything. You just, if you want to see a performance gain, just compile the relevant libraries. That's it. So I'm compiling. I can almost count it on my fingers here, my hands. You know, Linux Kernel, libdrm, mesa, and then the key libraries that the foundational libraries of mesa. There's like, I don't know, 4 or 5. They're basically shader interpreters and things like that. And maybe a couple others. And what else am I compiling? Like right there, that's going to put you way ahead. Whoa, there's a new critter. Whoa, that's something new. We didn't have that before. So at the end of the day, you get a really optimized system. Oh, this looks lovely. Forget how to drop these. Oh, shoot. Oh, God. I'm going to blow myself up, aren't I? What did I do? Oh, there's the key. Remember the key for dropping. So, Mesa is very significant because it does have some driver function, I believe, but it's mostly in between, you know, the Linux, the heart of Linux. Ooh, he's gonna shoot me. The heart of Linux and your hardware, you know, the drivers. But it does a lot more. You know, GPT can explain it a little bit better, or you can look at their website or the Wikipedia. You know, something like that to look what Mesa does. Definitely get the latest version of Mesa on your distro. That's important if you're a gamer. And also the latest kernel, because in some cases, the driver of your GPU is within the kernel. Okay, I probably explained this poorly. I apologize, but look these things up. Fact check me. Don't believe what I say. Now, after compiling them, you're building them in such a way that you're optimizing for your CPU. In the case of Mesa, you're optimizing for your GPU. You're also removing things that you're not going to use. And this should produce a smaller binary, which uses fewer resources, and the system runs more efficiently. Okay. So now let's go back to the argument against this. Like, oh, I don't want to, you know, do all this work for marginal gains. It's not just the gains, it's also the, you know, using fewer resources. So my CPU and my GPU run cooler with the components that I built because they're using pure resources. In the case of the kernel, um, I also added some power saving features. And that's another thing. You can change the behavior of your Linux kernel and some of the other libraries. So this is important. It makes a difference. I'm gonna cut this motor. Come on, man. Come on. Oh, you can come at me? So, at any rate, that's the argument for and against, or some arguments. Oh man, he's. Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh no, you didn't. Oh no, you didn't. Oh, he's drinking health potion. No, you are not. You are not drinking that health potion, son. You got. I was gonna say I was gonna kill him, but technically he's a skeleton. He's already dead. Oh, this guy. Oh. No, see? Played around. Played around. So many things. I do want. So, these are all attempts to boost gaming performance and allow your system to run more efficiently, which also means running cooler, not just faster, but cooler. So, I would argue the project's right, especially when somebody provides a copy and paste guide to where you don't have to do a lot of the heavy cognitive work. I've already done that for you. So, yeah, check out the project. Now, back to Steam Proton. So Steam Proton, I did compile that, but, it's built from within a kernel with an old tool chain. That's unfortunate. That means the project isn't as optimized as it could be, but Valve has done a really good job, just overall. I mean, it works on everything. So it is quite awesome. Wine is something that you can use for certain non-Steam games. And that you can optimize fully and squeeze everything out of it. For instance, Star Citizen uses Wine, my system, and I would argue that I've gained probably 15 or 20 FPS. Plus load screens are faster and things like that. Shaders, everything. It's great. Now there's another game. Minecraft. Okay, here's a clever one. So what would you compile to speed that up? Okay, yeah, sure, the kernel, Mesa, graphic, that kind of thing. Graphic libraries. You can also compile Java. It's open source. And you can get the latest and greatest Java that is not readily available for your distro. I think I'm running version 24. I don't think I can even install that on Ubuntu without building it. I could be wrong. 25 is just around the corner, and it's boasting some peppy updates, some performance increases. So I'll be able to build that too. But that's something. These are things that you can do for games. And does it speed it up? I would say yes. My Minecraft does seem to be more peppy. I don't know how to. Whoa! I'm almost dead. I don't know how to quantify that though in Minecraft. I don't know if there's a benchmark in Minecraft. It's smooth. It's really fast. Yeah, those are things that you can do. Also, you can. So I have two versions of Java that I've built. One version is for Minecraft server. So if you want to create a Minecraft server, you can optimize it for server versus client. And I did that. I'm running a server with all the mods 10, and man, it takes up a lot of. It's really resource hungry. Where'd he go? Get back here. I'm gonna shoot this. So I remember how to shoot. So that makes a difference. And you know, where would that where would that become useful? Well, if you have an old computer and you want to run Minecraft for your friends, but it's not quite up to it, oh, it might be now. Oh, it might just work out. So that's something that is important. This is such a great game. I wish I could get my friends to play it, and I wish they would allow 6-player co-op. That would be fun as hell. Hey, I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna cut out. But I hope you find the link useful. I hope you enjoy this video. I hope this gives you an idea of what you want to do with Linux and how it might serve you well as a gaming operating system. This is just one of many games that I play on Linux. I haven't even booted to Windows in probably 2 years. And I try not to because every time I do, it forces an update and I have to wait half an hour. I don't have time for that. I'm a gamer. My friends are gaming right now. I need to be gaming right meow. You know what I'm saying? So, screw that. Screw that. And I don't hate Windows. I don't want people saying, you know, I don't want to have like a contest of which one's better. I don't care. I don't care. I like Linux, and that's why I game with. And you know, if people want to use Windows, that's fine. I'm not going to preach or any silly thing like that. I just want people to be aware that we can game too. We're not left out or anything like that. So, and you won't be either if you pick the right distro. Just make sure you get one, like I said, with the latest version of Mesa, hopefully a new kernel, one that's like, within 2 or 3 major versions of the newest of the new, you know, that kind of thing. But the newer the kernel, the better the support for like AMD GPUs, for instance. So, thank you for watching this video. If you've watched this whole video, I apologize for putting you to sleep with all this boring nerd talk, but I hope you find it useful. Thank you, and have an awesome day.